Rumored race swap Sentry actor Yeun reportedly exits Marvel's Thunderbolts. Well, it stands to reason because Marvel's entire audience has almost exited their films.
Steven.
This dropped yesterday from Spencer Bakuli over at Bounding Into Comics. In yet another shakeup in the studio's already tumultuous plans to write their multiverse sagas, sinking ship actor Yeun, who previous rumors had suggested was on track to appear in the film as a race-swapped version of the Sentry, has reportedly made a full exit from the cast of the Marvel's upcoming Thunderbolts. Now, I talked about the Thunderbolts back in 2019 as it was something that was rumored way back then, 5 years ago. And I was excited about it. A team of anti-heroes, especially after the success of the initial Venom movie. I was excited. I was like, man, the Thunderbolts have some cool characters. You'd have Helmut Zemo in there. But no, the new leader of the Thunderbolts is Yelena Belova. Because a man can't lead anything anymore, ever. A man cannot be stronger than a woman, more capable, more intelligent, ever, at any time, in any film, television program, or otherwise. That is not possible in Hollywood in this day and age to make a man better than a woman at anything. And these movies always make me laugh because you've got, superpowered individuals who can obviously, against a human, it's not a contest. But when you have somebody like Black Widow who's non-enhanced, just running through 250-pound guys, you have Sharon Carter in the Falcon and Winter Soldier series just obliterating 250, 260, 270-pound guys, hand-to-hand combat, just straight up like out-muscling them. It's fucking hilarious. This is a shit show. I like Yeun. I'm glad he left. I really liked him on The Walking Dead, and even in the movie Nope. I honestly liked his character.
It was good. I was enjoying it.
Word of the Invincible voice actor's voluntary discharge from the Super Soldier team was first made public on January 2nd by The Hollywood Reporter's Aaron Couch, himself having learned of the alleged development via his own insider sources. Currently, the exact reasons behind Yeun's decision remain unknown. However, though Couch does make mention of the fact that Thunderbolts was one of the many Hollywood productions to suffer from a scheduling kerfuffle as a result of last year's Hollywood Guild strikes, it should be explicitly noted that he in no way attributes said confusion as the case for Yeun's exit. Instead, including the fact simply as related information, or more realistically, as a means to reach the minimum word count required for his article to be picked up by search engines.
You couldn't even find me!
As of writing, official confirmation as to which Marvel character Yeun was set to portray in the silver screen remains non-existent, with any such information only likely to come out near or after the film's official release date. However, per noted scooper Can We Get Some Toast, the Walking Dead star supposedly cast as the aforementioned man with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. You can see there some old panels of the Sentry. Obviously a very different character with Yeun playing him.
Twinsies even.
Taking to Twitter in February 2023 amidst rumors of the actor's role as the MCU's version of the Sentry, the scooper opined to their followers, "If Yeun is Sentry, I hope his hair stays black and turns blonde when he powers up. Our first live-action Super Saiyan could be him." Then, just 5 days after making their wish, Can We Get Some Toast returned to Twitter to announce that Yeun's casting looks like it's not an if, to which they playfully doubled down. Now I really want a Super Saiyan power-up sequence for him. Likewise, that same month saw the Weekly Planet podcast co-host James Clement allege that I spoke to somebody at Marvel, not a higher-up necessarily, and this is the quote that they sent me. "We don't even know who Yeun is playing, but my guess is Sentry, since there's been whispers of that casting circulating a bit." So he's going to be in the Thunderbolts as Sentry, potentially, said Clement on February 26th episode of his show. That's what somebody's telling me who heard from somebody else.
Heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another.
Further whispers regarding Yeun's donning of Bob Reynolds' signature yellow and blue tights were let slip later in the year when, amidst lightning round of topic discussions held during the March 30th episode of his and film critic John Rocha's The Hot Mic podcast, veteran film reporter and Hollywood insider Jeff Snyder asked his co-host, Steven Yeun, right? We know he's playing Sentry, right?
You can tell me.
Surprised by this casual reveal, Rocha replied, well, that's what you've said, but we haven't officially been told that. To which Snyder replied with a simple smile before moving the conversation on to the next topic. This is always one of those wait and see games when they don't confirm. And, sometimes they want to keep these things under wraps, which is understandable. It helps build excitement and anticipation leading up to your movie's release. And God knows Marvel needs a lot of that now with the failures that Disney suffered over the last year. Really, the only project that they had that was a financial success that paid any dividends was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I mean, if you really look at the financials from Disney last year, Ant-Man Commie-Mania lost money, the Marvels lost money, did Thor Love and Thunder come out last year too? Or was that the summer before? Regardless, it didn't do well. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness did okay. Wakanda Forever barely scraped out a profit. So these movies and the shows aren't being watched. Secret Invasion was a dumpster fire that nobody watched. They made Nick Fury look like an idiot. Again, making the Skrulls, who are the most evil beings in the cosmic side, they're making them out to be these sympathetic refugees. It's so ridiculous. It's like just because they're a different species and they're not a white male, they can't be a villain. They're imaginary characters. They don't have to be allegorical for some marginalized community. This is the problem with having activists writing your comic book movies. You can't have that because they want to project all of their nonsense, all of their personal politics, all of their proclivities into these characters and these pre-existing IPs, and we all know that that is a recipe for failure. But perhaps the strongest piece of evidence to a Yeun portrayed Sentry came from the actor's friend, the Walking Dead and Invincible franchise co-creator, Robert Kirkman. During a November 2023 live stream interview with comic book artist David Finch, Kirkman was asked by a user if he ever got asked about the Sentry in Marvel. Ostensibly realizing that the question was actually meant for Finch, who himself had drawn the golden-haired hero for his reintroduction to 616 canon in 2005's New Avengers #1, the prolific comic book writer graciously explained, I mean, I've never really worked on the Sentry, before recalling, I think the only time I worked on the Sentry was when he briefly appeared in Marvel Zombies Volume 1.
Fact.
Fun fact, that was written to be Superman, he then shared. When Mark Miller wrote the original story of the zombie thing happening in the Ultimate Fantastic Four #1, the cause of it was Superman breaking in from a dimension where zombies had taken over, because that was in the original script they sent me. It was a high-powered character with a red and blue costume, and when the comic came out, they had changed it to the Sentry. From there, thanks to his mind being understandably set to the topic of the Golden Guardian of Good, Kirkman then detailed, my good friend Steven Yeun is playing the Sentry in a movie. Not like Kirkman, just to throw one out there. Everybody's trying to be all, coy and, on the low about it, and Kirkman's just like, oh, Steven Yeun's playing Sentry. He called me, recalled the writer. He went in for a costume fitting. I don't think this is a spoiler or anything that'll get anybody in trouble. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. I don't care. I don't work for Marvel. What are they going to do to me? He called me. He said, I just came back from a costume fitting for the Sentry. I guess I only do superheroes that are yellow and blue. He said he was at the costume fitting and like, crap, I forgot Invincible was yellow and blue. I've never seen Invincible, fun fact. I need to watch that, though.
I'm going to put that on the list.
Notably, given Steven Yeun's Korean heritage, should he have actually appeared in the Thunderbolts as the Sentry, his casting would have marked yet another instance of race swapping out of Marvel Studios. As in every multiversal depiction of the hero, he has never been depicted as anything other than blonde or black-haired white man. Well, they can't have that. He wouldn't be able to be a hero. He'd have to be a villain. At current, no word has been raised regarding Yeun's potential replacement, nor, given the film's pre-production status, whether or not the Sentry will remain part of the film. However, viewers can expect to hear word on both of these matters sometime before Marvel's Thunderbolts makes its sortie date of July 25th, 2025.
You're out!
So Stephen Yeun is apparently out as Sentry. Now, the article mentioned Spencer had said, will they even keep Sentry in the movie? Well, if you really want Sentry in the movie, why don't you cast him accurately and still portray him as a hero? Try something new. You know, I guess next they'll make him like a trans non-binary toaster lesbian or something. I don't know. But it's just that ridiculous with the race swaps and the gender swaps and all of that. And I know people will say some of these characters, like the Eternals, well, we have a video going on that too. But with the Eternals race swapping and all these characters, and you have, I can't think of the actress's name. It's Lauren something that played Makari, I believe. She was the deaf one, and they're supposed to be perfect. They're synthetic organisms and they were created perfect. Why would you create one with a defect? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Just like race swapping a character that's been around as long as Sentry makes no sense. What, the modern sensibilities, modern audience, it doesn't spend money. Marvel, do you really want to keep losing money? If Marvel was smart, they'd bring back the Marvel Creative Committee and Ike Perlmutter, but that's not going to happen. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe if you haven't. You can join the channel as a member. If not, just subscribe, ding the bell. It's free. It always will be. I'm Etep from the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all yous. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I will catch you on the next one.